I would like you all at this time to imagine in your minds what it would be like to wake up every morning dreading the day and what lies ahead. Whether it be getting up and going to school, going to work, or even logging on the internet, having fear that the choices you've made in your life and the person who you are is going to determine just how badly you feel by the day's end. I'm here to discuss bullying using powerful statistics to illustrate the effect it can have on a person's life. Now, most of us know what bullying is, so for those of you that don't, anti-bullying activist Sandra Galloway described bullying as an intentional aggressive behavior towards an individual. Scholastic Incorporated states that it can be a physical or verbal abuse which can include teasing, harassing, insulting, excluding, gossiping about, hitting, stealing from, or even grabbing someone. The victims of bullying are typically shy, weaker than their peers, more or less. They may also have low self-esteem, poor social skills, which makes it harder for them to stand up for themselves and less likely to retaliate. StopBullyingNowFoundation.org states that 20% of all children today are victims of bullying incidents. They also said 160,000 students stay home from school every day due to bullying, and bullying was a factor of 2/3 of the most recent school shootings today. Although the school places where bullying originated, the times have changed, and so has the art of bullying, which now has a new classification known as cyberbullying. Over the years, with technological advancements, bullying has had the opportunity to evolve in even more of an epidemic, with new ways to attack others and a more vast range of interaction with the world as we know it, as announced by StopCyberbullying.org. Whether it's motivated by anger, revenge, frustration, entertainment, or because they are bored and have too much time on their hands, many do it for laughs or to get a reaction. The power-hungry do it to torment others and fuel their ego, and now utilize the entire world as their audience. Even in my own life experiences, the effect of bullying on victims are in some way, shape, or form life-changing. A press release from psychologicalscience.org in 2013 talked about a new study that shows serious illness, struggling to hold down a job, and poor social relationships as just a few of the adverse outcomes due to victims being bullied. Like myself, being made out to be singled out and yet be the negative center of everyone's attentions, as I grew up, those few mentioned were in fact present. Depression, constant struggles to make new friends were tough challenges for me to face until my family decided to move. Here's an example of how bullying affected my life for the negative. When I moved and had a fresh start with new people that didn't know my history, I was able to essentially put the past behind me and move forward with myself. But when I first interacted with people, I didn't have any social skills to essentially make friends. I didn't know what was right, what was wrong. So the first time that I was actually able to come out and hang out with people, coincidentally, that night, drugs and alcohol were present, and I felt that in order to finally be accepted and put my past behind me, that was something that I had to do. Not knowing that down the road, dropping that snowball at the top of the hill was essentially going to roll into a bigger, badder, badass that essentially led to the outcome that my life has gotten to today. This new sense of existence, thanks to my daily self-medicating fix for depression, later sparked the chain of events which, in my life, caused me to be who I am today, but all those negative effects essentially not only affected me, but it affected my family as well. Unfortunately, though, the effects don't stop there on bullying. They do, in fact, get more severe and even more fatal. How many of you remember this girl? This is Amanda Todd. In October of 2012, she committed suicide after an incident a few years prior with a gentleman on a webcam who was actually a known pedophile in America, essentially saw her chest and completely blew it out of proportion on the internet, slandering her name, making her feel like complete and utter crap, and just completely got into her head in every wrong way, which later on, at the age of 15, she committed suicide 1 week before her 16th birthday. What about Rebecca Sedgwick? She recently committed suicide this year, down in Florida. Two girls, the age of 12 and 14, who were her best friends, initially started rumors about her, and then eventually her ex-boyfriend got involved and school became a nightmare to even consider going to. When her mother dropped her out, she essentially then had to deal with the cyberbullying effect that took place. Text message, phone calls, Facebook, MySpace, all that. Statistically, it's proven by StopBullyingNowFoundation.org that 20% of high school students say they have seriously considered suicide within the last 12 months. So while bullying has been around for centuries, and is something that has led to a lot of hardships for a lot of people, including myself, thanks to the advancements in technology, bullying's evolution into a fiercer adversary is tougher than it ever was before. With that being said, I hope everyone here understands that bullying someone around may be all fun and games to the ones giving it, but for the ones on the receiving end, it's a nightmare that merely waking up won't fix. Let us all continue to be that helping hand to prevent this from growing even more and hopefully putting an end to this catastrophe on our world.